Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to come on here and impart some more that when I speak about church, I don't mean one specific church. I mean church as a whole, as the bride of Christ. No matter what church you attend, because at the end of the day, there will be some people that think just because they attend certain churches that they'll make it into heaven. But like it says in the Bible, Lord, Lord, didn't I prophesy in your name and do all these works? But he's gonna be like, depart from me, I never knew you not, you workers of iniquity. I'm probably paraphrasing, but you know, we're all one body in Christ, no matter. There's not one specific church or one favorite church I have. I've been to a lot of churches, a lot of different denominations, but I try my best to stay to the truth, which is the Bible. At the end of the day, everybody has the truth, but it's just up to you to open that Bible and read it. And that's what I mean by my church family. It don't matter what church you're at, you're still, my family. I just try to get everybody up to par with the Bible. Even those that are out in the streets, those are all, everybody is my family, no matter what. Whether you're in the church, whether you're serving God or not, I pray that one day you will come to realize who Jesus Christ is in your life, just like me, because I never believed the way I believe now. And there were certain people in this walk that never gave up on me, and that's why I don't give up on people that easily. I know you can't force nobody, but prayer, interceding for people helps, whether you believe it or not. Like there's certain people in this walk that never gave up on me, that had a passion and seen something in me that God was revealing to them, that one day I would be something great in this walk. And that's the same thing that I do with people as well. I put myself in their shoes and sympathize where I was at. I never try to act like I'm too good. That's where pride comes in. Pride comes before the fall. People will act like, oh, now that I'm like this and like that, and forget where they come from. I never forget where I come from. Never. That's what helps me to stay humble. And certain things that I talk about from my past, it's not that I'm holding on to it. Again, I'm not living in Egypt, but that's to show others. That's my testimony that there is hope. There's a way to make it out to whatever situation, wherever they're at in life, in the streets, whatever struggle, whatever trials and tribulations that they don't see a way out. That's why I talk about it. Not because I'm stuck in Egypt. I'm trying to help people out of their Egypt, out of where they're stuck in, where, not only that, it's just some people think just because they're been in this walk longer or know the word more. That's why I say I do everything freely. I try my best to be humble about things, and I never try to act like a Pharisee, holier than thou. But in the Bible, it also says there's prostitutes that will enter in heaven before other people that think they're holy, you know? Because those are the ones that have a true heart of repentance and know what it is to live a lifestyle of destruction. That's why people that do good deeds and, well, I did this, it don't matter. You never knew Jesus. You just did things to look good for people. Like there's so much, like the Bible doesn't contradict itself, bro. It always is blunt and straightforward and truthful. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, it's like that saying in the world, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. Some people are comfortable living in misery. Some people are comfortable living in denial. Some people are comfortable living in lies. Not me, bro. I got over all that, bro. Like, I'm 28, I'm not grown yet, but bro, I'm heading to my 30s. I'm just trying to have a good life with Jesus. You know, whenever he provides me with my home family, that's why I say Jesus is for everyone, whether you're in the church or not, whether you're in the streets, whether you're famous, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're somebody high and this in the government structure. It don't matter. Like I said, the president, police, firefighters, ambulance, um, politicians, people that write bills, you know, all these things, bro. Teachers, gymnasts, like Jesus is for all cars enthusiasts, like actors, uh, um, rap artists. Like some people, oh, well, I can't be around them or try to teach them anything about Jesus because that's not. What do you mean that's not like of God or anything? It is. Those are people that don't know about Jesus. That's why he gave us the words to go make disciples of all nations. Those are people that are lost that need him. That's what I mean when people act like Pharisees and act holier than thou, that act too good, like, oh, I can't go take the, like, bro, you're wrong. You're wrong for that. You're wrong. Like that's wrong. Dude, if that was the case, like I keep saying, a lot of people would not be in, I wouldn't even be in church because of who I am, where I come from, what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it real. Let's not sugarcoat nothing, bro. Let's be blunt and straightforward and truthful about things. A lot of people don't know how to be raw and true, or because they've lived in lies, but I pray for people that Jesus will reveal himself to them and manifest himself in their life, you know? I say this like with love, like always with love. I know, like I've always talked about other religions. Yes, there's a lot of false doctrines, false religions, false this, false that. But that's why I try to bring people to Jesus, my best, my hardest, because like I said before, I've went through other things. I went through Catholicism, I went through Buddhism, I went through um um being atheist, being a satanic worshiper, being a not believing in Jesus, having upside down crosses in my room, playing with the Santa Muerte, even though I didn't, but I condoned it, like I said, Ouija board, wanting to do chakras and aligning myself like that with yoga and third eye and all this other stuff because of certain things I listened to and certain people that I was around. People don't know. I used to write 666 all over my backpack and my notebooks and things like that, bro. Like, dude, I just been through a lot, bro. And I'm not trying to say like I'm better than anybody because I'm not. It's Jesus that lives within me, and I crucify myself so people could see Him in me daily. I try my best to stay humble. I try to be my I try my best to have the fruits of the spirits and be a peacemaker with anybody and everybody. Whether you're my enemy or not, I still pray for you. It tells me in the Bible I have to. And that's what a lot of people are. There's a lot of morals, principles, standards in this walk with Christ that a lot of people think they abide by, but they really don't. There's a lot to it than just, proclaiming Jesus and this and that. There's a lot. It's like a baby going from infancy to maturity. Before a baby can eat, it gets fed by its mother. Before a baby walks, it crawls. Before it starts feeding itself, like I said, the mother feeds it. Before it starts clothing and bathing itself, the mother and father both bathe and clothe it. They both feed the baby. Like, it's the same thing with Jesus. He feeds us and clothes us before we get to a level of maturity that we understand. But even though you get to that level of maturity in this walk, you cannot still act like holier than thou or a Pharisee. You cannot act like you're better than nobody. You cannot act like you can't go take the gospel to certain people. God hung out with sinners, but he didn't let them convert. He didn't let them convert him into a sinner, but he preached the gospel to them, converting sinners into being like him. I'm not saying that we're Jesus, we're God, we're gonna be able to always do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's our mission, that's our goal, that's our objective. That's why he made fisher of men, different 12 different disciples from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, different cultures, different this, different that. But he was all able to use them for his glory. It's all in the Bible. There's 66 books, bro, written from different points of view, but it all boils down to the same concept, the same everything. It's all the same though, but just different points of view. The Bible is love. It's a book of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things have changed from the past to now. That's why I say all the things that I say. Because there are people, oh, I can't go. Bro, we live in different times now. Yes, we live in a perverse generation because it's very perverse. A lot of people don't want morals, principles, respect, don't know about those simple things that money can't buy you. Because a lot of people put that as their God. And that's why I say people have God complexes. Whether you have social media or not, people, oh, I'm too good for that, it's just there's a lot to it, bro. But I just wanted to come on here and give this to y'all so y'all can have a better understanding of everything that I talk about. I'm not talking in code, no street code, no nothing. I'm bringing Jesus, God, to y'all so you could see how he is real, because he did a transformation with my own life. I came from a lot of things. I've done a lot of things, and I'm barely starting to speak about it now. Because when I speak about things, certain people trip out, you know? But it's because I'm barely starting to speak about it and I'm shedding light onto it. I'm exposing the darkness of this world, you know? I'm a salt onto this earth. I'm a light on this earth. I've been in the darkness, you know? I'm a treasure out of darkness. And I'm trying to pull those out of the darkness as well with me, because I know what it is to be seeking and looking for things that wanting to fulfill you. Like I said, I've had a lot of temporary stuff, money, girls, drugs, cars, alcohol, um, a lot of things that the world wants. And then when they get all these things and the way they get them, there's a lot of things that people get through a lot of wrongful ways, but it is what it is. I've done things, that I'm not proud of, but that I was ashamed at one point, but now I talk about it freely because I've made peace with it because of Jesus. I talk about it freely because I don't hold nothing, hold nothing in. I don't care what it is. I'll talk to you, bro. you know I've been abusive verbally and physically to girls. You know what I'm saying? Like, I myself have been abused verbally and physically by men and girls. And not only that, when I say that, it's just like I'm not afraid, bro. Like, I'm just not afraid, bro. Like, a lot of people think that I'm like, oh, he's scary, and it miss me with all that, bro. I've been around the block and some. When you're barely going, bro, I'm already coming back. Come on now, like, you know, I've been put up on game by real OGs. I've been there, done that. Talked to lifers when I was locked up. Like, just don't come back. It's not worth it. Like, bro, real people that know what's up. Not none of this counterfeit stuff that's out there nowadays that act like they've been around, or they talk about this, a big one, and this and that, and they ain't even, done nothing. But that stuff is all irrelevant, because then that's when I start, like, feeling like I start talking too much about the world and all this stuff, but that's irrelevant. What matters more is getting your life right for Jesus and doing stuff for his kingdom. But at the end of the day, that's why I still love everybody, whether you did stuff or not. Hey, big, small, I love y'all because I'm making peace with everybody. And that's what Jesus would want of me, and to pray for my enemies. You know, it don't matter, bro. I do this all with love. I'm not trying to be big. I'm not trying to be big headed, boastful, proud. I'm not looking for fame, like I always say. But at the end of the day, I do this for Jesus. I don't do this unto men. And when I say men, I don't mean just guys. I mean it to everyone, man and women. This is for both genders, because some people are like, oh, well, he's always. No, no, it's for both, bro. Like, everything I say is for both genders. And one thing that I've always noticed and people have always talked about, when it comes to girls, girls are always more sympathetic and more sensitive and vulnerable to the Holy Spirit and what to Jesus says than men, because men are always machismo and macho, and oh, I can't cry. No, there's that. I can't let them see me like this and whoop. Like, bro, knock it off, bro. Because I'm pretty sure when you was locked up in county or the pen or in the feds, you was probably shedding tears. So knock it off, because I've been there. I've shedded tears when I was locked up. Like, man, why? Reflecting back on life. Like, man, I don't want to be told what to do. I don't want to listen to none of this. I don't want to follow suit. But there I am, being obedient. Like, okay, because I'm not trying to have something happen to me for being disobedient. It's the same thing with Jesus, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? But all that stuff is irrelevant. I don't care about none of that, bro. Everybody gonna say something, always good. And also, like I said, always people got something to say, whether you're doing bad or good. So might as well put on a show and do your best for you. Cause at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna come knocking at your door giving you money. Ain't nobody gonna come knocking at your door wishing the best for you, or hoping the best. Sorry, not wish, but hoping the best for you. Prophesying over your life that you do well. There's a lot of haters out there. You know, just like they persecuted Jesus, they gonna persecute us. But at the end of the day, none of that phases me, bro. I'm ready to die for Jesus Christ. If I was ready to die for the world, for my hood, and do all these things, bro, to make a name for myself, which I'm pretty sure is not even all that known like that. You know, only certain people know, because I really didn't even care at the same time to make a name for myself. But if my name starts getting known, it's because of Jesus Christ, nothing else, you know? And I'm just thankful to God for saving somebody like me. You know, I don't identify as a sinner, but I say that because of the sinful life and the sinful nature that we come from. You know, I am a child of God. I'm God's child. I'm G child, you know? He's the one that also gave me that name as well. One day when I was just thinking of like, I don't want to go by these certain nicknames or street names or family names because like I said, my these are all the nicknames that were given to me. My middle name is Santino, so they would call me Tino. And then my cousin for tagging gave me Rebel. Then like I said, that shuffling name Gummy. Then the street names that I had was Little Woody, Baby Woody, and these Little Woody was given to me by my dad. Baby Woody was given to me from another homie from Florence. Baby F was given to me from another homie from Florence. Um, 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 Smiley that was given to me by another a homegirl from another hood. That's what she used to call me, Smiley. Because every time she see me, she'd be like, "Man, every time I see you, you always smiling. I'm gonna name you Smiley." And then that name also was given to me by a pastor. You know, it's funny. Um, because for the same reason. Because bro, when I was living out there in the world, I didn't care. I didn't let stuff get to me. Yeah, I got to, but I got over it, and then I'm back doing me, smiling. You know, back on the grind, doing what I gotta do. You know, everything that has been taken from me, I went and doubled back and got it back, even double. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Job. That's why I like Job, because Job, because Jesus is the one that provides everything for you. And if you let the enemy take it away, he'll bring back a double fold, a double portion of everything that the enemy took away, because he will not take your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of nicknames, bro. Oh, and then I used to be called Dimples too by girls because of my dimples. You know, like um, there's just a lot. Baby boy, you know, my dad, girls as well. Um, just a lot of nicknames. But then I don't go by any of that stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, I just go by G Child now because Jesus gave me that name. Like I'm saying, one day I was just like, "What do you want to like give me, Jesus?" And then at that time too, I wanted to do rapping. Like, I used to rap when I was in the world, but I never published anything. I never put anything out there because of everything that I was still in. Because I know that a lot of these fools be out there up to no good and rap, and then they get caught up. Not me, bro. I was like, hell nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once I got caught up and everything, I was just like, man, forget all this. Like, I deleted all that music and never published it, even though I recorded music. But like I said, I was doing so much dirt that I was like, nah, I can't put this out there like that, bro. So then when I got caught up, that's when I was just like, all right, now I could talk about everything that I've did, even though I got caught up, but it's like it's already over with. So now I talk about it freely because ain't nothing gonna come from my past to like